Hello, my amazing kindergarten artists, and Happy New Year! We're going to be starting our last project of this semester today. Today we're going to be making some alphabet art inspired by an artist named Jasper Johns. We're going to take a look at his artwork and a photo of him before we find out what art materials we need to start our art project today. So let's go take a look and meet our artist. Here is our artist, Mr. Jasper Johns, alongside the artwork that is inspired what we are going to be starting today, my friends. Mr. Jasper Johns was an American painter, sculptor, and printmaker. He did at least 2 different styles of art, including abstract expressionism and pop art. He was very well known for depicting the American flag in his art. If we look closely at the artwork that we have here, you can make out some of the letters of the alphabet. Please pause the video here and see if you can find and name at least 5 different letters. Alright artists, now that we've gotten out our art materials and we've talked about our artist a little bit and looked at our artwork that is inspiring us today, we have 2 goals in mind. The first is that we're going to add the alphabet to our artwork. The second is that we're going to explore some textures, and that's going to actually be an independent piece in a moment. But first, let's go ahead and open up our art folder. There should be one more piece of paper in your folder, my friends, a grid piece of paper like this. Mine got a little bit of a smudge on it, but yours should be nice and white, and it should have these nice straight up and down lines and side to side lines, okay? So, first thing first, we want to add our alphabet to this piece of paper, my friends. I went ahead and I actually grabbed out my alphabet sheet that I would share with you friends in the classroom so that way we could see how to lay it out. Now if you look here, I have my 26 letters of the alphabet, but there's also 2 empty boxes because on your paper, my friends, we actually have too many boxes, and that's okay. Instead of filling those last 2 boxes with extra letters, I thought it'd be fun to add maybe a shape or something else in those 2 boxes. So right away, before we even begin our alphabet, I want you to find your first box and your last box, and we're going to draw something there. Like I said, a shape or whatever you would like to draw. I'm going to do it in black marker first, but if you're worried you might make an oops, you could do it in pencil. If you don't have a black marker, you need to find a black crayon. You have to be using something that'll be nice and dark, okay? So I think for mine today, I'm just going to do something simple. I'm going to make some nice little hearts. Again, you can pick something else to add to your first and last box. And I can make it more intricate than that. Maybe I could add a few little radiating lines as well around my hearts. Alright, now that I have my first and my last box filled in, it's time to look at the alphabet and start filling that in. Now, some friends, you might want to pause it here to help yourself look at the different letters and add them onto your paper. I know some other friends, especially who I've had in class before, might also enjoy just singing the alphabet song as you write along to it. Whatever you need to do, artists, to now take all the 26 letters of the alphabet and write them the best that you can in your boxes. Remember, use either a black marker or pencil first if you'd like, or you could also use a black crayon. Whatever you need to use to add your alphabet. I'm going to do this step quickly so you can see how it looks on mine when I'm all finished adding my 26 letters. Here I go. Now, even though I tried my best, my artists, I accidentally made an oops. I was going along my second line and I didn't look up for a moment. I thought I knew which letter came next and I accidentally wrote G-H-J. Oops. And I realized after looking back up that I had missed I, and so to fix my mistake, I just added I after J. Because even though it would be nice to have all of our letters in alphabetical order, I know sometimes we make oopses, right? So if you made an oops, artist, please don't feel bad about it, okay? Because even Miss Greathead makes oopses sometimes too, right? And that's part of art. Just see if maybe if you forgot a letter, if you could add it back in somewhere, maybe at the end, or maybe even fit it next to one of your letters already up there, okay? Alright, my friends, now that I have my letters done, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to adding some colors. Now, the first thing I want you to do today, my friends, before we start talking about textures, you see those straight lines that I added to your paper? Right now, they're kind of boring in my opinion. So the first thing I want you to do is just pick one color only, because you'll get to use more colors on the next step, okay? But pick one color only out of your crayons. I think I'll choose red today. And I want you to trace those lines, pushing nice and hard, so that way you can turn them a fun new color. So I'm going to go down all my lines and across all my lines, and I'm going to turn all my lines red. Remember, you can pick a different color than me, but I only want you to pick one color on this first step. Next step, we'll get to pick lots more colors, okay? Again, if I get off my line and I make an oops, it's not a big deal, right? I'll try my best and I'll go back and fix things when I can. All right, here is my alphabet now. I've turned all my lines red. I have all my letters up there, even though I made some oopses. I tried my best, right? So now it's time to talk about texture, my friends. Texture is an element of art, and it's something that you normally feel. Like maybe if you feel your shirt right now, it feels soft and smooth. Maybe if you feel your hair right now, maybe it's bumpy. If you feel the table, oh, it's kind of hard but smooth. That's what texture is. And texture can be either an actual feeling on your paper, or it can be implied. And normally we would use things like texture plates to imply texture on your artwork. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't send home texture plates for you friends. So here's what you artists get to do today. You're going to go on a little bit of a scavenger hunt for textures around your home. You're going to need to take your crayons with you and your paper today, and I'm going to show you in a moment here. I'm going to get up myself and I'm going to go around my room and I'm going to find some textures, and I'm going to show you how we're going to fill in our paper today, okay? All right, here we go. All right, artists, here I am. I went around and I felt my walls in my art room have a little bit of texture to them, and so do some of my doors. So I have my artwork here with me and I've got my crayons. I'm going to set down my bowl now and I'm going to pick out one color at a time. So maybe I'll choose some purple right now. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to lay my paper right against the wall where that texture is. And I'm going to go ahead with the tip of my crayon and I'm going to color in one of those boxes. Now, I'm not holding my crayon how I normally would, like a pencil. Instead, I'm kind of holding it in my pincher fingers with it in the middle of my hand. You see that there? So put your crayon in the middle of your hand. Use your two pincher fingers to just gently rub your crayon against your paper. You don't want to push very, very hard. If you push gently, you'll see some of that texture start to pop out. I'll bring it nice and close so you can see now. See how you can see the texture of my bumpy wall now? That's what my wall looks like. And I colored only inside that one box. Now maybe I'll try a new color and I'll go to my door next. Now when you're doing around the edges, my friends, make sure you don't accidentally color on your walls or on anything else in your home, right? So when you're coloring on the ones on the edge, be extra careful and extra gentle that you stay on your paper, okay? So I'll try some of this wood texture. Well, that one wasn't very good, but that's okay. So our goal today, my artists, is to find at least 5 different textures that we can fill up on our piece of paper. So I've only found 2 so far, which means I need to go around my classroom a little bit more, find some more textures, and fill in a few more of my boxes. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to do that part on my own, but I'm going to show you, friends, what my paper looks like when I'm all done doing this first part of my texture hunt, okay? So here is where the first part of my texture hunt ended. I was able to find 7 different textures in my classroom. That's why there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different boxes colored in. Now, here's the problem though. I can't find any more textures. And our goal was to only find 5, right? But if you notice, are all my boxes colored in yet? So here's the last part of our texture hunt today, my friends. You need to go back to the 1 or 2 textures that were your very, very best. For example, on mine, you could see the wall texture really well. And also, I found a lunch tray in my classroom that I use as a painting tray that made this fun texture here. And I'm going to use these 2 things now, the wall and my lunch tray. And I'm going to finish coloring in all my boxes with my best 2 textures and many, many different colors now. So once again, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to speed this step up a little bit, and I'm going to show you what your artwork will now look like when it's all done for today, okay? So find your 2 best textures that you did. Again, yours might be different from mine, but find your 1 or 2 best, and that's what we're going to fill in the rest with all of our different colors now. Here's how mine looks now that I'm all finished today. If you notice, every single one of my boxes has a little bit of texture and color to it. And again, I found 2 different textures that worked really, really well in my learning environment. So that way I could fill in all of my boxes with those 2 textures and lots of different colors. So try to pick fun different colors to fill in those different boxes. I'll zoom in nice and close so you can see some of those fun textures that I found. And I can't wait to see what kind of textures you friends find as well. This is it for this week, my friends. You can take your paper and slide it right on back into your art folder, and there is no homework this week, so you can go in and turn your Seesaw assignment in by just clicking the green check. If you want to send me a photo, you can, but you don't have to, because we're not quite finished yet with our artwork, okay? All right, my amazing artists. I hope you have a fabulous time finding some fun textures in your learning environment. And as always, have fun creating.